So Connor, some new faces up front, some new faces in net. D stays the same. Just maybe give us your thoughts on the roster that's announced today and how you feel it compares to the one you had at Four Nations.
Yeah, obviously very similar to the one we had at Four Nations. A couple changes here and there, but obviously disappointed for the Oilers guys first and foremost. Great players here that different year, different situation, could easily be on the team. So obviously disappointed for them, but that being said, excited. It's getting closer. Obviously with the roster announcement today, becomes a lot more real. Start to picture some of those faces that'll be there with you on the team, playing together. So yeah, really excited. I
know last time there was a fair amount of dialogue and collaboration as the team was coming together, chats between coaches and players and such. Was it markedly different this time around in this roster being prepared, or did those conversations happen?
Oh, I think there's a ton of work that goes into it. Obviously, all the GMs going around scouting guys. Obviously, the coaches paying attention to. I think there's always conversation going on between those guys about how they picture the team, how they picture using different guys in situations. So, I think this team could be built a number of different ways, and obviously this is the way they've decided to go with it. And as I said, as a player, just excited about the fact that it's becoming more real, coming together. The team's announced. The Olympics are getting closer. It's getting more and more real by the day.
We're seeing some of the best hockey we've ever seen out of you, production-wise, right now. What did you take out of last year, maybe learning how to ramp up at the right time for a mid-season event? And how much is this, I know you wanted to help the team out, but how much of this also has to do with getting your game where it needs to be?
Yeah, I said earlier in the year, you got to find a way to peak in February. It's kind of unique that way for us that have never had that experience. Last year was a new experience. You go from playing a regular season, middle of the season kind of sleepy game to, a couple days later you're in what feels like playoff game 7. So going to be the same this year. Obviously it's important that guys are ramping up their games. Obviously personally I feel like I'm trying to do that too. Trying to make sure my game's in a good spot as we come down the stretch here to the Olympics.
Macklin, Celebrini making that team, Nick Suzuki, a couple of young guys, a little infection of youth, but just thought on one Macklin and then getting a bit youth on that.
Yeah, obviously he's had a great year. A young guy, but very deserving, obviously. Had a great year last year, went and played well at the World Championships, I think. And obviously he's had a great start to this year. So, I got full faith in the guys picking the team, and they say he deserves to be there. He deserves to be there, and really excited about that. I think, as I said, he's a young guy who's playing great and he's a great player, and he'll help everywhere he can.
Is it more disappointing for Zach, just given the fact that if that injury doesn't happen and he's got a full runway at this thing like everybody else did, it feels like with a little more time it might have been a no-brainer with him?
Yeah, you do feel. I feel for all of our Canadian guys, Nuge as well. He has his injury. But for Zach, obviously, just with that injury, it was so tough. And I know how bad he wanted to be on that team. And he did everything he could possible. Push himself to get back. Probably came back maybe a touch too early, just to give himself more of a runway, as he said. And he's played great. He's played very, very well. It is disappointing, as I said at the start. No way around it.
You've never played Olympic Games before. You've anticipated this for a long time. You've been outspoken about the fact that you've been denied that many times. Maybe you can give us just a sense of your anticipation for this thing. It's starting to get real.
Yeah, it's definitely getting real. Obviously, with the team being announced today, we're a month away basically from our break. 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. So it's getting here, and I'm excited about it. I know everyone in here is excited. Leon's excited. It's a great opportunity for us. Something that we haven't done ever.
You're completing maybe the best regular season month of your life in this league, and now you're saying you can ramp it up for the Olympics. How's that happen?
Well, yeah, it's just more rounding out your game. Obviously, you want to make sure that things are. The details are there. I know that's cliche, but we play the Four Nations. It's playoff hockey, and you need to be ready. Every aspect of your game needs to be ready to roll.
What are your thoughts on Brad Marchand making the team, and what does he bring to that team?
Obviously brings a lot. Experience, brings his energy too. A great locker room guy. He was a big part of that room last year, and will be again in February.
You've been such a big name in Canadian hockey for so long now. Coming on Team Canada, is this an expectation or something that what are you feeling coming on this team now?
I wanted to earn my spot on the team too. I think just because you're named early, I wanted to. Everyone wants to earn their spot. So it's an incredible honor to be named to that team. Whether that was last year or today, it's an incredible honor to represent your country at the Olympics. The biggest sporting event in the world. Incredibly honored.
Connor, just a quick comment on the game today. This is a team that you guys saw just a couple of weeks ago. What is the biggest takeaway from that game, and how do you use that to prepare against the challenges against the Bruins?
Yeah, they play hard. They play very hard. They're a tight checking team. Kind of sit back in that neutral zone, almost LA-like. So, got to be patient with our game. Capitalize when we get our looks, and just as I said, be patient with the game.
What do you think's been the biggest key in your guys' team being turning around this month?
We're getting contributions from all over. I think that's the biggest thing. When the team's playing well, it's because individuals are playing well, and we're getting contributions from a lot of different individuals.